Hey, what's going on? What's up, everybody? Yes, I'm alive. Hang on a second, I forgot something. Be right back. I had, I had a cup of coffee. I did. I had a cup of coffee. I don't know what I did with it. Bob, your knife did not go out. I apologize. Your knife, you always come on when I need to go to bed. Oh, Jeremy, don't go to bed then. I don't. Um, I have not done a live feed for a while, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. It has been well, first of all, it's been hectic. Life has been hectic. Life has a way of happening whether you want it to or not. And so um, life's been happening. And so, then we have Memorial Day weekend. I historically do not like Memorial Day weekend. Um, I went to Fort Rosecrans on Sunday, and I stopped by with my daughter. And then I went back Monday, which is traditionally a thing that I do. And my wife dropped me off. She went shopping to some sales and things like that, and dropped me off with a bottle of booze. And I got fucking wrecked. I have some friends that are buried in Fort Rosecrans, and I had all these intentions that I was going to do a live feed. Remind you guys that it's not all about barbecues and beer and things like that. It's it's about more. And there was this big thing I wanted to do about it's not Veterans Day. We have a day. Memorial Day is the day veterans go and give thanks to our fallen. There's never a bad day to thank a veteran for his service, but Memorial Day is the day that us veterans look back at those, that gave a little more than we did. And it's a rough day. And on top of that, my daughter's got a competition coming up this coming weekend, and things did start to pick up a little bit. Not like I'm never going to be happy with how things. I'm one of those guys that no matter how busy I am, I want to be busy. It's the way I was when I lifted weight, when I worked out. No matter how hard I was working out, I wanted to work out harder. No matter how much I was lifting, I wanted to lift more. I was just always that guy. I'm never going to be happy. I mean, I'll be happy, but I'm never going to be satisfied. You know what I mean? So, plus I've been having problems with my internet. Yeah, she has an ice skating competition. Stand by. There's going to be, there's going to be another road trip vlog. We're going to leave early in the morning, Sunday morning. So there will be another video of us. I got to drop the dog off Saturday night at my friend's house. So we will be going to Ontario, California. So there's going to be another family day vlog this weekend. She has open house tonight at her school. Whew, I gotta realign. This is a knife that came in to Elliot's shop that they did tip repair on, and I am currently, anytime that you put a new tip on a knife, there's a lot of work that has to go into resharpening. You just can't, it never quite comes out perfect. Elliot does about as good a job as anybody I've ever seen doing a belt work, but holy crap, it's a lot of work to get the edges redone. So guys, I have been doing a I've been doing some refinishing that I've been posting up on Instagram. I'm gonna do a video later here in a little bit. I gotta work on it some. I have to pick my daughter up from school. D. Wayne, I see that I saw your text that you got your shirts, Wayne. Appreciate the text. I like knowing that my stuff that I sent out has been getting there. So this spinner actually lost some of its tip, which happens. Knives get used. That's the nice thing about Elliot. If you send him something, he'll fix it. He can repair it. We have the technology. But it was a little bit more tip repair than I would have wanted to do on stones. I know the guy, so I recommended to him to have Elliot do it. Elliot did it on the grinder. Just did some tip repair. I'm just lining the edges up. So I do have to tell you guys, and I'm not going to say the guy's name, I had an unfortunate, and I would ask that you guys keep an eye out on the forums for somebody disparaging my work. There is somebody that disparaged something, and they thought that it. Forget what. Anyway, Jonas is commenting on something. I had a customer that sent me a knife, and it was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, and I posted it up. No, I didn't. I did not post it up. Anyway, I did a lot of work for a guy. It needed tip repair. I repaired the tip. I repaired some chips, some pretty severe chips that were in the blade itself, and did a very, very high polish, which is what he requested. Now, it was a lot of work. I did see, and I'm going to respond to you here in a little bit. I've just been busy. I've been out here working on some stuff, prepping some stuff for some work. So anyway, so I told the guy, you know, it wound up being, I think it wound up being like, when I did all the work, because it was, I did some extra work. I did some tip repair, I did some polish, I did some chip repair, and I opened up a finger choil just a little bit. No, it wasn't that one. I'm sorry. But at any rate, so I told the guy the price, and I told him, no, I'm not going to Blade. I can't afford to leave here. I didn't make any money last month, really, to speak of. I think I made $1,000 last month. I won't even pay my fucking mortgage. I need to stay at this bench. I cannot afford to go to Blade, even though I know in the long run it might make me some money. At any rate, so we'll do this. I can wait a minute. So I told this guy, I quote the guy the price, and I think it wound up be $57 plus shipping. And I told him when he sent me the knife, sent me pictures, like, it's not going to be cheap. This is not my standard price. You're wanting super high polish, 12,000 grit. That's, you know, you're looking right there. That's 35 bucks. You want the chip repair, and it was, we're talking a large chip. Like, it looked like he had hit something and took a chip. I was like, I'm gonna have to take out a significant amount of steel. I did extend the choil on it a little bit. I was like, so I'm gonna have to take the knife apart, which means that you're automatically gonna have spot treatment plus the cost of the finger choil, you know, the sharpening notch being taken out. And the tip is all wonky, and I've got to do tip repair because he had screwed the tip up severely on a fixtured system. I was like, you're looking at least 50 bucks minimum. And I think it came out to like $56, $57 plus shipping. And the guy was fucking trying to rake me for like $10. And I was like, no, man, that's the price. And it was, it was a Hinderer. It wasn't the one that I had on Instagram. It was a Hinderer. It was a fatty harpoon. At any rate, so he's like, I didn't stonewash it. He didn't want it stonewashed. He wanted the blade left the way it was. And so, yeah, an Eclipse. So it wasn't an XM18, it was an Eclipse. The one I posted on the Instagram was another one the guy had sent me, was XM18. And that guy was great. That guy was awesome. He's like, yeah, I screwed this knife up. Can you fix it? And I did. And he paid. But this guy was throwing a fit. And so I told him, I was like, look, here's the deal. This is the price. And he's like, okay, I'll pay the price. I'm like, look, if you don't want to do friends and family, that's fine. I get it. Not everybody wants to do friends and family. But then add 3% for the fees, because this is a business and I don't want to get ate up over fees. So it's 3% add. And this dude still throwing a fit, and then didn't add the 3% for fees. So I kind of told him, I was like, you know what, this whole interaction with you has just been horrible, and this is the last time we're gonna do business. Not allowed. This is fine. I did the work. It's good work. I'm glad you're happy with it, but the fact that the whole interaction of getting paid was so bad, I'm choosing not to retain you as a client ever again. And he threw a fit, and he's going on forums, and he's saying things about me. So if you happen to see bad things about me on a forum, his last name is Davies, is what it is. So I actually shouldn't say that, because I did get a privacy complaint about that. But if you see it on the forums, just know that, like, you should probably say something about the fact that it's 100% the reason that I banned him from being able to send me things was the whole interaction was just impossible. Yes, Dwayne, you say bad things about me all the time, but they're not bad things about my business and the way I do business. You call me ugly, which I've had chicks call me ugly at the bar, and I didn't say a thing. I mean, yeah, some people are just assholes. And I mean, in the entire time I've been doing this, in the last like 2 or 3 years, I've only ever had 2 people that just were bad enough to deal with that I've ever had to tell them. And to that point, I'm going to tell you, there is a knife on my counter that I'm going to, I'm going to sell that. And I'm finally going to sell that knife for $50, which is what the guy owes me for 2 blades for sharpening. But like, it got bad enough that I'm like, okay, no. You can't send me. He's like, well, I've got like other knives I want to send you. I'm like, no, you can't. He's like, well, that's bad business, bro. You're gonna spite your nose off to spite your face. I'm like, no. Yes. It may be bad business, but there reaches a point where when it becomes a hassle to get paid, it's just easier not to do business with you. I would rather just not, because it took me like 3 days to get the money for work that I did. And I'm like, look. I was at the point where I told him, I was like, look, here's the deal. You don't want to pay me that extra $10? That's fine. I'll sell that fucking $800 knife to get that $10. I will. You agreed to pay me the price. I have an email that says so. So, I mean, it got kind of ugly. It did get kind of ugly kind of quick. And I decided that I wasn't going to deal with that guy ever again. But now he's gone into some of the forums and I don't think he disparaged the work. From what I understand, he didn't disparage the work. He just disparaged, like, interacting with me. Like, the dude's a prick, and this and that. He wasn't willing to wait to haggle. And somebody was, like, a couple people were like, no, I wasn't going to sell it for $10. I was going to sell it for $800. But, people were going, I think, from what I understand, from one of the guys that is on Jersey Devil, was telling me, he's like, dude, I went in, I think he took it down because he went in and he was like, look, I've dealt with Mike a bunch of times, and he's like, he's really easy to deal with. You just pay the price and that's it. I'm not a prick to deal with when it comes to business. I'm not actually a prick, kind of. I'm starting to get my fucking hillbilly wings. Fly away, redneck, fly away! Good old corn tooth. So, there's been, I don't know if you guys noticed, there hasn't been a lot of content go up either, because I haven't had anything come in that, I don't like to just put up content for the sake of content. I want to put up good content, This knife is actually kind of unique. This knife is kind of unique. This is a This is one of the very few Farron Forge spinners that doesn't have flipper tab. Jeremy Russell. I didn't have any issues. Told you what I wanted done. You did it. Told me the price. I paid it. I've actually even, I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's times where people have told me, it's like, look, you know, I want to do this. I don't have a lot of money. I can't break the bank. I've made accommodations for certain people. There's been people, I have people that I've worked with, they're like, man, I really want this, but, you know, is there clear nano coat? There is, but it doesn't come out very well, so they don't use it. Do I do flipper deletes? No. And I'll explain to you why. I will do certain things that I think should have been done in the first place. So there are certain knives that you get that there are certain knives that you'll get that have issues that could have easily been resolved. I've got a Reat that I did it. Sometimes the choil is not quite big enough. That's not what I consider pimping. Deleting something that was added in that's an integral part of the knife that was there by the design, that's pimping or modding. What I'm doing is not necessarily truly modding. This was made by Elliot without a flipper tab. This is a finger flipper only. There were only a few of these ever made. And so I would not take one of Elliot's knife and delete the flipper. Now, I've seen people do it. Matter of fact, that guy Razor Ramon, so it's, you know, I don't, it's your knife, you want to do it, that's fine, but I don't think that I should be changing the design of a knife. Now, like opening something up to make a forward finger choil, that's true. Yeah, you can do that. I don't think that's necessarily modding. Or opening up a choil to get rid of a spot that you can't sharpen because the blade's too thick, because the choil didn't get cut out far enough to the ricasso. That's not modding. That's or pimping. That's just doing. Now, that's not changing the overall design of the knife, I don't feel. I think that's adding, that's maintaining the utility function. But sometimes there's, you know, I feel as though like if you're taking off a complete piece, you're detracting from that. I wouldn't want someone to take a knife I made. I would feel bad if somebody took a knife I made and removed something from it. You know, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to my knife. I know they're going to. I know they will. I won't do that to somebody else's design. You know what I mean? Can I take their design and enhance it and make it pretty and find things like that? No problem, Dwayne. Like adding colors and things like that, enhancing certain things. I don't consider that. That's just my personal. Seen on Instagram someone turning a PM2 blade to reverse Tanto shape. I've seen people do stuff like that too, and as long as they're doing it on their own stuff, I've seen a lot of people doing like mods and things like that You know, I've seen pimpers like really screw up other people's stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be one of those guys that, like, the thing is, there's a connotation that goes in with those guys that do pimping on the internet, like, because sometimes they go out of business and then people don't ever see their knives and stuff. And I've built a pretty good name for myself. I don't want to be one of those underground guys that you gotta kind of find. But I do, like I said, there's been a couple reasons I haven't done live feeds. It's been hard to do live feeds with. It hurt the brain. I don't know what we're talking about. I missed something. Can you get a yellowish brass finish anodizing a knife? Yeah. Matter of fact, looks a lot like that, which I did on my titanium wedding ring. What's up, Brandon? I'm not digging the bronze on my crutch. It's a bit dark. Well, Aaron, there's a lot of stuff that I can do to a crux. You guys want to see a really cool crux? Hold on just a moment. So one of my clients, Jason Gillespie, I did a couple. I did a what did I do for him? I did a 940 for Jason. Hang on just a second, and I'll show you the coolest crux I've done so far. So he has a saber tooth scales, and he wanted it to kind of be Sithified. And so what I did was all those low areas stayed red, and I did the blade red, and I did all the hardware red, and I did the backspacer red with orange peel, and then the blade. I'm not gonna lie to you though, this is not a cheap refinish. That is not a cheap refinish. That is not my standard like $100 refinish with sharpening. That you'd be looking, that's not cheap, because that is a lot of work. It took me an entire day just to mask off just to mask off those areas to do the two-tone. It took, not even joking, it took all day. So it's a lot of work. That's not an average finish that I would, you know, like I say, refinish is like 75 bucks, but that's like if I'm just doing a simple scales are black, blade is this, maybe tumble, two-tone. If I'm having to spend hours just masking off standard $10. It almost doubles it. Yeah, it almost doubles it. That's what I was going to tell you in the email. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to kind of break it to you, that that's almost a double the price finish. So Um, that would be one of the finishes I would probably look at and probably take like a down payment on, like half up front, then I get the knife, I finish it, and take the other half upon completion. Because, give me a second and I'll turn the camera around so I can show you exactly why it was so complicated. He wanted it kind of different because usually I would leave those areas completely masked until I got to leave the red really bright, but he kind of wanted the red to be understated because he didn't want it to be real garish to be around clients. He's like, I didn't want it to look bloody, and he's like, I just wanted it to be something that was kind of Sith, but like a little bit. And I told him, I was like, look, here's the thing, I've put this much work into it. It's I was like, it's gonna be the fact that like it's, if the black overcoats the red completely, then it's just gonna stay black and the hardware will be red. But I'll do something with the pocket clips. So hang on a second, let me turn it around so you can see how it's kind of subtle. You can't really see it, but down in those honeycombs, inside those hexagons, lighting's not great. I didn't shave this morning. Turn. Can you see that even down, I masked off the areas down inside those low spots. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, you can see it. It's red down below, and then this is all black across the top. So it's hard to see. Oh no, maybe that's better. Maybe that's a better angle to see it. I don't think you can even really see it on camera, but those little areas down below. It ain't easy. That's why it took 8 hours. It took an entire 8-hour day to, so let's see, I started that Thursday. I started masking that Thursday at around I got up there about 9 or 10 in the morning. Nope, I can't. That's the problem. Well, I mean, I could do anodizing, I suppose. We'll come up with something. Problem with the ceramic and ano, I'd have to come up with a way to do it. It would have to, the blue, the only blue we have is a turquoise blue, and it's really turquoise. So that's something we'll have to talk about, Mr. Nugget. Something we'll have to talk about when I get around to answering your email, because I know you want some other stuff, because you were asking about royal blue on a Viper, and the only way to do blue on a Viper is with ceramic, and there is no blue other than turquoise. So it's gonna be it's gonna be tricky. Statue of Liberty. I don't do Statue of Liberty. I do patina copper. Ferrum Forge does Statue of Liberty. Can't call it the same thing. It'd be unfair. And on top of that, I do mine a little different anyway. I do mine at a different voltage. I get a different, I use a different green and a different, I use a different voltage green and a different voltage bonds. It gets a different color. I like it a little better. So I saw it on Ferrum. Dark wash blade though. Like this. Dark wash like that. Which is just black ceramic tumbled. Aaron? I will tell you that the black by itself, Mr. Nugent, is it's amazing. It looks amazing just by itself. On that faceted pattern, that flint almost. I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if there's a way to. I think I would probably have to take out the. I would probably have to take out the inlay. That's the problem, and I don't know if that's. I don't know if there's a way to do that. I would defer to Christopher. I think he's done stuff with carbon fiber inlays. I need to ask him because I know carbon fiber conducts, and I think it would screw things up. Mr. Nugent, you'd be looking at closer to 150 with that. Looking at closer to 150 with that rock pattern, that flint pattern on the scales, on the whole thing. Closer to 150 because it makes it so much harder to grind to get it sharp and grind the edge on it and everything. I'm waiting on the owner of this knife to tell me exactly what grit I'm taking this to. I imagine, well, I know I'm taking it to at least 8,000. I imagine he's going to want it, because I think eventually he's going to get rid of this knife. I think I'm taking it all the way to 10, but I'm not sure. Let's see, did I miss, what questions have I missed? I know people are asking questions. I know they're set in a tiny thing, it would be hard to pull them out. Yeah, I'd be afraid I'm cracked them because I'm not sure that they're very thick. Have Emerson's gotten better? No. No, that doesn't matter. Black and turquoise looks good. Kinda, yeah. I want a dark black wash. Okay. I don't know if it would. Brandon, Sebenzas usually look good green, like this gnome. That I'm selling this. This is a gnome. It was missing a pocket clip. I'm gonna sell it. It still needs some work. I was just practicing, playing with some stuff on it. I got a guy that's interested in it. I'm probably selling it for like 130. I just wanted to practice with some copper on the blade. So what grit is this one? Is this my 800? Yeah, it's my 800. What, the gnome? It's not a bad little knife. It's got some lock stick that I gotta rectify. It had lock stick when I got it, and I think that it's just a matter of polishing the. I'm gonna do a better finish on it. I think I'm gonna do blue and black. Well, I mean, basically, I'll do whatever color the owner, whoever decides they want to buy it, I'll do whatever colors they want. For 130. But it's not, that's not an original pocket clip. I made a new pocket clip for it because the pocket clip was missing. And it was a single point pocket clip that I don't like those anyway because the way they, you know, single screw pocket clips, they wobble around and shit. It doesn't take much for them to get loose. I really gotta keep an eye on time. I gotta pick my daughter up today. Today's her. San Diego schools and schools in California in general have what's called a minimum day, which is one day of the week she only goes. I put a little dot of silly putty over top of it when I'm blasting, and it protects it from all the chemicals and the electricity and all that stuff. The other thing is, a lot of knife makers have started putting the detent ball in the lock bar insert, which I don't like, and I'll explain to you why. As soon as I take that little hiccup out of the tip on this. I'll explain to you why, which is cool if you if you refinish the knife, because you can take the whole detent ball right out. You don't have to worry about masking anything off when you're blasting and things like that. You're like, hey, that's great. However, comma, when you press that detent ball down into a hardened steel thing, there's a good chance it's gonna fall out. Listen to the Knife Nuts podcast, and Misanthropia, Dave, talks about that the front flipper that he got, it's the one made by Will Booz, God damn it, I can't think of it. At any rate, he got one, and the detent ball fell out. He pushed it back in, and it fell out again. They sent him a new one, yes, and it fell out. Well, it's because it doesn't wrap around because it's hardened steel. It's really hard. So the thing is, if you push your detent ball down into titanium galls, and it's softer, and it forms around it and holds it in place. You should always make your detent sit down next to your lock bar insert, and then if you're going to do it, then you're just masking it. Now, the Ferrum Forge boys, it's even better. Theirs comes all the way out. So when I'm refinishing a knife, it's a separate piece that screws into that. So I don't have to worry about taking out. It screws into the lock bar insert and stabilizer, which is a one-piece part. So I don't have to worry about screwing up the detent ball because it's a separate part that screws into this. And then if your detent is a little bit, like I like my detent a little bit harder than some people, so I give mine like a quarter turn. So, however, I will tell you, the Ferrum Forge boys do not recommend messing with the detent when you get it. It is against the manufacturer's recommendations. That's why they fucking Loctite those things in place, because they set the detent where they want it. The reason that they use the Hoback rolling detent is because it allows that detent to sink down farther than a normal detent, and they get more with a strop. In all actuality, if you're just using a regular leather strop, it really doesn't matter because you're not using very much pressure. When you're sharpening, that's when it matters. If you're stropping, if you have a wide enough strop, you should just basically strop unidirectionally and just kind of lift the blade a little bit to put the pressure in different areas of the blade. Stropping is not such a big deal. I usually strop heel to tip because I'm not necessarily using the same motion that I'm sharpening. I'm going straight. I'm just going, and as I'm lifting, I'm just hitting different parts of the blade. because you're not doing the same thing that you're doing as sharpening. You're not actually trying to cut. You're just realigning with a little bit of pressure. If you're using an aggressive stropping compound, then I would definitely recommend going tip to heel, the same direction that your striations go. But the stuff that I'm using, that 0.5 micron, because I don't have any 1 micron right now, and the strop that on my 1 micron it goes on is needing replaced anyway, and I just don't have any money to do it right now. I'm waiting until I get some of this stuff done and I can get paid for it. That I got to replace some stuff, and I just don't have the money to do it right now. So does it really matter? No, not really. And I only hit it. I'm basically, when I'm hitting it on the strops, it's already really a refined edge anyway. I'm basically just making sure that I'm taking that final bit of burr off. I could do the same thing with this cork, which I have been. That's why I skipped the 1 micron. I knock the burr off in a cork, and then I just give it a quick couple swipes on a 0.5 micron. Does that make sense? I'm not the guy that's in here stropping to fucking super polish an edge. I'm not that guy. Is that my 800? These things are hard to read. Yeah, that's my 800. Uh-oh, missed something. That's why I hate these live feeds. Which dimension's best for you on a strop mic? I like, I don't like a really big strop. The strops that I use, these are, I think these are, where'd my ruler go? I think I took it in the, oh, I put it in my maker kit. I got a ruler here. Hang on, I'll show you. These ones, the dimensions I like best. I think these are 3x8. I get these. I like these because they're just shy of 3. I think they're 3 by. I want to say these are 3x8, and they're just a little balsa wood strop made in the USA. It's a piece of pine with balsa on top. Yeah, they're just shy of 3 inches wide, and here we are. 6. There's 6. They're almost 3x8. They're just shy of 8. These, I mean, they're not that expensive. I've got to get an order put together and get stuff. I'm just waiting on some stuff. As soon as my LLC and EIN come in, I'm taking out a business loan to order a bunch of stuff. So I just gotta get some stuff on order. I need some stones. I need some strops. I need some strop compound. I need to pay off my personal business or my personal credit card that I've been running it up by shipping. I mean, you guys pay me, but you guys pay me and then it goes into my PayPal, but I've been paying it the actual shipping with my credit card, and I got to pay that off when I get a business loan after my EIN comes in. Now that my stuff was with Secretary of State for my small business or my LLC, so it's just the stuff that comes with running a business, and this month did suck. I mean, it sucked bad. It sucked donkey cock. It's a lot of cock to suck. So I got a bunch of shit in my shopping cart. I'm gonna probably place an order, I don't know, this weekend. But here's the thing, I can make do with what I've got. It's not hurting me not to. I don't need the 1 micron strop. Like I said, all I'm doing is just making sure I got that final burr off. So, oh, and there was, I forget who was, Jeremy Russell. Was it you that was asking me where I get the balsa wood strops? Somebody was asking last live feed. It was a while ago. where I get the balsa wood straws. It is Straight Razor Emporium, I believe, is the name of the place. That's where I get them when I get them, and they're bullshit. And I think I have a spare one upstairs. That's what I need to start doing, is just buying a couple extra in case something happens. Oh, beep, beep. I think that's the name of the place. Straight Razor. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. If that was you, I did. Dwayne just sent me a text that said he flushed my twin brother down the toilet. I don't like for the diamond spray. I do not like it on leather. It just doesn't. You have to use too much of the diamond spray. Perfect. Perfect, Charlene. Sometimes I'm out here and you guys aren't here. I still talk to the knives. I feel like old boy from fucking Full Metal Jacket. When he's talking to his gun. I was out here, I was just talking to knives. I was like, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's perfect. Da, 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 da. And my wife was like, you doing a live feed? And I was like, nope, just talking to a knife. She's like, there's something fucking wrong with you. I'm so happy I got some stuff in. If you guys saw, I put up a video of me fucking gaming on a Wednesday. I was ready to lose my goddamn mind. I don't do well. I cleaned the car out. I was trying to lift. There was no calls. I couldn't get any rides. I was ready to fucking go nuts. I was drinking beer at like fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. It were not good. I just found my dad's old folding trench knife. It has a front flipper. What? That sounds hideous. All right. We're almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. No, wrong stone. Where'd I put it? There it is. So guys, do you guys like the hour-long live feeds, or is it just, hey, what's up, man? Hey, are you still here in San Diego? There, Insanity? How come you don't stop by, man? We still hang out at the Forge on Fridays, bro. What grit do you use to remove the coarse diamond plate scratches? 100 grit, and then I go to a 240, and from a 240 I go to 240 to a 400, 400 to a 6, 6 to an 8, 8 to 1,000, 1,000 to 1,200, 1,200 to, what is that, 2,000, 2,000, this is a 2,000, and I'm going to go to, I'm only taking this to, this is a 3,000 actually. I'm going to take this to 5,000 in a second, and then I'm going to stop because I do not know where Nick wants this on the grit scale yet. So I'm just going to stop at 5,000 and see where he says he wants it. Because, you know, I know that not everybody's going to go back and watch an hour-long live feed, but an hour-long live feed, there's people that are in and out, and there's questions that get asked, and it gives, you know, real-time interaction and things like that. So there's 3,000. I sharpened a bunch of stuff for the Fair and Forge boys yesterday. I got to send them my invoice for the month, though. I told Elliot I was going to do that yesterday. What was that? My first time as well, and I'm enjoying it. Ah! Hey! I was just telling him about the gnome. So if you're still interested in the gnome, I'm going to hold it for you. But if not, there was a couple other people. So the gnome. And like I said, I will do whatever colors. I'm thinking that that thing would look good blue. There's my other stone. So I got this stone, and I looked it up. What are you thinking about blue? I think that that would look good blue and black with a black blade, like a black tumbled blade. Cause I could do a really good blue on it. $3 hours on a bus, Eric? I mean, why? HEA knives? Yes. I did. I had a guy send me an HEA pill. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was well built, but for fuck's sake, those things are so plain Jane. I'll go sit on a bus for $3 a day for $42 an hour-ish. Wait, you're in New Jersey, right? Yeah, never mind. My sister and I were talking about it. Like I sent her a picture, and she's like, "You know, you're going to hell, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm driving the bus." And she goes, "Well, I laughed at what you sent, so I guess I'll be the navigator." She says, "Like we're all gonna get lost," and I'm like, "Don't worry, it's not that hard. There's a lot of fucking signs for the Earl. There's a lot of signs off the New Jersey Turnpike to how to get to Earl. So pretty sure we can get to hell." Been to Earl, New Jersey 3 times. Everybody's like, New York's hell. I'm like, no, it's not. It's the parking lot for it. New Jersey's hell. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna stop right there because that's right at about 8,000 grit. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a ride on a strop real quick, just in case this is where he wants me to stop, and then I'm done. There's a little bit of a burr left on that I'm going to want to... Yeah. Now it's gone. Eric, I just figured it out. You're Snooki, aren't you? getting one of the Edge Pro stones to freehand on. Hang on a second, Eric, or Insanity. Let me finish what I'm doing, and I'll look at that you just sent me. Wet. Why is that wet? I'll do. All right, what was that? Of course, no problem. Hey, Mag, I was looking into some of the freehand stones. Just wanted to know if you use the mounted on the metal plate. Definitely use the mounted. It will make your life easier when you get ready to flatten them. And I'm going to tell you right now, for 2 reasons why I'm going to recommend that you get this glass plate that they have on the, I wouldn't necessarily say get it on the Edge Pro website because you can get it other places for cheaper, but no, you're not on timeout, Brad. Did you say something? Did I miss something that you sent? What would you say, Brad? I just don't catch them all, Brad. I'm sorry. Anyway, the glass plate is a good way to flatten, and it also, while you're working above it, is going to give you a spot where the water can build up and not get all over everything, especially if you're going to be sharpening in a kitchen. So the flat plate, you're going to, it's the way to flatten it. You're going to get the bag of silica carbide, and there's a video on how to flatten the stones. I've done a video on it. I can do a quick video for you and just send you the link to it if you want, once you get the stones. Or fuck it, bro, just come over to my house and I'll show you how to do it. You know where I live. Pretty sure you do. If not, yeah, you can just come over and I'll show you how to do it. It's not that hard to flatten Edge Pro stones. So the Edge Pro stones are a little bit different. You don't want to try and flatten your Edge Pro stones on one of these. I did it here not too long ago. I dished out an area. I actually took this to Elliot's shop yesterday and had to flatten this on a grinder. So, because I'm a dummy, and I tried to take a shortcut, and I tried to flatten aluminum oxide stones on this, and I actually cut a groove in my stone. So I actually just got a text. I've got a guy showing up here in a few minutes to drop off some straight razors. So I kind of need to get off of here, guys. I am going to do a video. I'll give you guys a heads up of what it's about. It's why I don't do edge retention tests. So I will do a video about that and show you the dire wear that Mr. Flores, who's on here, is going to get refinished. But I'm going to show you guys the knife now in a video because I just haven't had anything come in for a while that was kind of cool. So, yep, you guys take it easy. It's been an hour. Well, it's been 59 minutes, almost exactly an hour. I don't like these to go more than an hour. So, you guys take it easy, and I will talk to you. Yeah, your dire wear. So, yeah, it's yours, the one that's I'm going to do the video on. So, and like I said, talk to me about this. Talk to me about this if you're still interested. I need to take it apart and figure out why it's got grit, that gritty feeling, and I'll fix the lockup issues. So, you guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you later.